Howdy, 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 my beautiful Capricorn, and happy February. Well, we're about to be getting into February, all right? How are you doing, my love? All right, I hope you've been doing good. It's been a hot biscuit, all right? So let's get into your tarot reading. Enough of the, none of that. We can just get into this here. Because this is about you, my beautiful Capricorn. I did a little bit of a pre-shuffle, naturally, because I always got to know what's going on with my Capricorns first, connect with y'all's energy a little bit, get the tea a little bit before I turn on the camera, right? And the cards we pulled for you was the Three of Cups. All right, so you're about to be receiving some wins from a social, I'm also something I want to be saying, Capricorn, is like, I understand not everyone's social, I understand not everyone's, goal-oriented, work-oriented. So I'm going to be letting you know how you would translate this for both your social life, personal life, for work. I got you covered, honey. All right, so don't feel like you're going to be excluded from this. So Three of Cups, all right? So off the bat here, just from a general approach, Capricorn, I already know you're about to be receiving some pretty good news, some positive wins here in your life. And would that be in this regard here? Ten of Swords, all right? Ten of Swords showing up, and then the Six of Swords. So this tells me where the win would be showing up for your life here, Capricorn, is like finally starting to catch a break or a reprieve in regards to something that's been really hard for you, all right? So let's say financially, you've been dealing with a lot of financial stress, unexpected bills, honey, 2025, honey, like it could be anything. But to me, this is like getting like a win on something that you had been needing. It's like, to me, this is like I'm being shown like a dark sky and then a cloud like coming, the clouds parting and like a hand coming in to like help out, right? A hand of light. So to me, it's like you might have been like waiting on some news about something, right? Obviously, I'm not a doctor or anything like this, but the example that comes to my mind is like maybe you went to go get tested for something and just hear the results in it. Very positive here. If that is the case, I feel like it's something that has been something that's been taxing in your head for quite some time, or it's like a looming issue. For example, again, like student loans, like that can be like a looming debt that is like hanging over your head. And then that Three of Cups comes in where it's just like, hey, we can help you out here. We can help you transition from this hard situation that you're in, right? So, whatever way that looks like for you, I can't tell you in specific, obviously, Capricorn, in a general tarot reading, you just know your current struggles the best, right? I always say, like, a lot of tarot readers, and this is no shade to tarot readers at all, right? Everyone interprets things differently. But a lot of tarot readers and people just in general will perceive the Ten of Swords as something negative, which I don't really understand. I can understand why, but I don't agree with it, I guess. Because I always say, like, these 10 swords didn't end up in your back overnight. Like, these 10 swords had been like a progressive thing. You know what I'm saying here? So it's not as if we're predicting like an omen of you being screwed over. You already had been screwed over. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a positive that you've been going through those struggles, but it's a positive because you think about tens, it's like the completion of cycles for tarot, because there's no 11 of swords, honey. There's no 12 of swords, right? It's done. And usually, I know this is not the best artwork to have it be illustrated with, but usually you will see in like the Rider-Waite Tarot and other tarot decks, the Ten of Swords is depicted as where it's like that night sky, and then the sun's starting to come up again. It's like that brutal storm. So I'm going to pull it from this tarot deck if I can find it as I continue yapping, honey. But yeah, that's how I see this as. It's like you had finally reached the boiling point of the trials that you've been dealing with in your life, and the reprieve is starting to finally show up there, all right? From a more social way, my darling Capricorns, all right? So this is already just buckle up, honey. I will just give you the heads up here. To me, this is like someone, and this is not going to come as a surprise, so don't listen to this message here, Capricorn, and, have this feed some type of anxiety. This is something like you already know who this is about if this is for you. But socially, this is like someone that you already kind of have like a feeling towards where it's just like, do they have like my best intentions in mind for them? It's like, do you have like a snake in your garden? I'm thinking about all these different phrases where it's just like something out of the mix, like Among Us, the imposter, honey. All right, to me, this is like you're starting to wake up towards like certain people's intentions of just like not really wanting the best for you, or you may just be at this point right now, Capricorn, where you're noticing that you are just, let's take the negative approach out of it, the drama approach out of it, right? Because not everything has to be dramatic, but you could just be at this place now where you're just looking at your environment, you're looking at certain people, and you're just like, I have love for you. I'm not trying to judge you or anything, but like, to me, it's like you're looking at certain things like, I don't want to live my life this way. You're wanting different things there. And to me, so I want to be careful of this wording because I really don't think you're seeing this from a place of like where you're above certain people. But I mean, let's just be blunt, Capricorn. I just feel as if you do feel as if you're above the environment that you have been in, and it's time for you to be moving into different directions there. That's really what I feel with this here. And so I feel like you're just kind of waking up to your social environment, and you're just like, wait a minute, I don't want to be around this anymore. It's like someone that chooses to always be around people that were partying, and then one day you decide to mature, bills start coming in, you're just like, wait a minute, I kind of want to be around, other people who are more goal oriented, yada yada yada, right? Whatever the case is, Capricorn, right? I see this as an overall really positive thing, because even if that is, let's say, your story here, that Three of Cups is still coming in as like a positive omen, letting you know that by you acknowledging the environment that you are outgrowing, that's allowing your spiritual team to show to you a pathway that's leading you to, the next step, right? It's like, oh, finally, Capricorn's understanding that they are deserving of bigger waters. Let's show to this Capricorn how to get to the, go from the pond that they were in to the ocean, to the lake. You know what I'm saying here? It's like you finally have woken up to realizing that you're the big fish in a pond, and that there's other bodies of water out there, and that you are craving this desire of like being with other people or other fishes that are of your caliber, rather than still being around other minnows. You know what I'm trying to say? I know I'm using analogies, honey, but either you get it and you get it, or if you don't, honey. I can't help it, right? But overall, again, I like to see where this energy is going for you, Capricorn. I think February is going to be a really prosperous time for you, where life stops feeling as difficult. I think you're moving on from a lot of things that had been weighing you down. And again, it's like you had been actively like pulling weeds from your garden, things that had been, whether it's directly or indirectly, things and habits and people that have been draining of you but not providing anything, right? Yeah, Three of Swords coming in here. Like, you have been, out of all the earth signs I have been reading for so far today, Capricorn, out of all the earth signs, you have been through the most struggle recently, and it sucks, right? I acknowledge it sucks, but I can promise you, because of that Ten of Swords, I don't think that's going to really be something that is going to be relevant for too much longer for you. Now we have the Five of Cups coming in here with the Knight of Cups as well. And why this is going to be happening, how things are going to be changing for you here, is that I feel like it's been really hard for you, Capricorn, if I were to make an assumption about how you've been living your life. It gives off this impression where it's like you haven't been really able to like work on yourself, or like you've always just been in survival mode. Or you have been in survival mode for quite some time. So it's been really hard for you to create anything, or to really do anything besides just think about survival. That's really what if I could summarize this energy as. And to me, it's like where your spiritual team is going to be showing up is bringing blessings to you that help you get out of that survival mode. So again, it's gonna be different for all of you, right? Whether it's like hearing some good news on like a health, medical test that you've been wanting to understand clarity on, and once you find out the test is negative, or whatever it is for you, it like opens up a world where you're just like, all right, I can finally start showing up in different ways there. It's like you are able to finally put your energy into something that doesn't have to do with surviving, right? Emperor card coming in here with the Six of Pentacles, and then the King of Pentacles. To me, it's like you had to take a major step back, Capricorn, when it came to like your physical life, or at the very least, your physical life. Now, I'm not saying you haven't been productive during this time period, but to me, it's like all your actions and thoughts have only been very geared towards like keeping your head above water, all right? Making sure that you don't drown. And once some of that stress is taken off, some of those burdens are taken off of your shoulder, it's like then you're just like, there's like this time slot that you're able to allot towards other things in your life that you have been meaning to do, right? It's like you've been always wanting to delve into like a project for like a side business, right, to see where that takes you, but you haven't been able to afford entertaining the idea of having a side business, when it's just like you still got to focus on your 9-to-5 to pay certain bills, right? You can't think about focusing on your health and focusing on your routine if you got all these people in your ear who you don't even relate to anymore, but are guilting you for not going out partying with them, saying you change, when that's the goal in mind for you, but they make it seem as if it's a negative. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you had this old life pulling at you, So you haven't really been able to think about the future. And I know that sounds really depressing or sad or whatever, and I don't mean to paint the life that you have been living for a while now as such at all, Capricorn. I feel like if anything, people who perceive you would just see you as like still like, I don't want to say thriving, maybe, you know, maybe people are just quite literally seeing you as thriving, but they don't see you sweating. You know, it's all internal here for you. It's like people are not, have no clue around you what you have going on internally. Right. And so even when this positive starts happening, I feel as if it's only going to be something that's like within you, Capricorn. Like no one else is going to really know this positive news that comes in, or, you know, yeah, that's really what I get here. It's just like with this positive news that comes in, it's like no one's going to know that the blessing that has happened, but there will be signs. Like that's really what I would summarize this as, Capricorn. It's just like, you've ever heard like the joke where it's just like, you know, if I win I won't say I won the lottery, but there will be signs, right? And it's always like inserted with some type of ridiculous, like extravagant thing, right? So it's like, you know, I won't say I won the lottery, but there will be signs, and you just see like a bunch of crystals and all that in my setup, honey. Those would be my signs. That's kind of what I feel like your life is about to be shaping up in a way where it's like you may have won like a personal lottery to you, and no one else is going to know like the positive that will ends up manifesting for you, Capricorn. But the signs that but the signs that you will be showing is how you show up in the world. It's like, you know, from an outside perspective, people may have thought that you were just, you know, sitting, thriving and doing your thing in 2024 and, you know, so far in 2025, Capricorn. But little do they know that you were still in recovery mode. Like from their perspective, you are hustling, you're grinding, but little do they know, like you are about, you haven't even tapped into that, right? So that's really what the picture I'm trying to paint here, Capricorn. It's like, I'm not trying to speak as if you are some weak person, some victim, or nothing like that at all. I think this has all just been like a internal thing. You know, the things that come to my mind is like, I don't know if you're like the oldest sibling or like a parental figure where it's like you have to like, you know, your kids or like your siblings, they don't know how stressful life is or the bills that come in, so you keep that strong front. Like that's how I feel like people see you as like an older sibling almost, or like this elder this person of authority in some capacity that, you know, they don't even have the slightest idea of like what's going on behind the scenes for them. They just see you as this what's the word for it? Is it stout? Stoic, that's the word I'm thinking about. They just see you as like that stoic person. And so when the help comes in, when that Three of Cups manifests in whatever way that looks like to help relieve some of that stress, some of that burden, the signs that you show, you know, the signs that start showing up for you, for other people, is just like, oh, you know, now Capricorn's coming out with like their own little side hustle. The Capricorn's doing this. Capricorn's buying a house. You know, that's how, that's where the signs are going to be. You know, how you start showing up in life is going to be the evidence of like where it is that you're winning. It's like the moment you get that good news to be able to take care of some of like your financial woes, you know, that's when you're able to like put all of your attention into, you know, the side project, and then that starts you really blossoming. I don't know. Overall, Capricorn, I love where it is that you are going. If I were to give any type of advice for you right now, Capricorn, I mean, I guess I would just say like prioritize keeping your head above water until that Three of Cups starts manifesting in your life here, right? Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to be a bystander of your life or anything like that, but just all you need to do right now is keep your head above water the best that you can until that help comes in, and just trust that your spiritual team is actively coming in with the intention of like bringing some type of blessing forward to relieve the pressure. And then once you have that pressure relieved, I know I don't need to tell you what to do, because you already like, it's like you just needed that moment. It's like once someone gives you an inch, you will go the mile with it, right? So I know I don't need to even tell you what you need to be doing with that break that comes in. So yeah, this is something that you have been waiting for, really. So I love you so much, my Capricorn. I hope this has helped. And if you do want to find me on any social media platform and you want to connect to me outside of YouTube, you know, any social media, type in SimplyVelca. I promise you I'll be there, honey. All right. And if you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, the only place I do my business is through my website that I built myself, SimplyVelca.com, honey. All right, if you want to book a one-on-one Zoom call where we talk on Zoom and do a reading for you, or if I record something just like this and I send you the link to it in an email, either way, you know, those are your options. But just check out my website and all those details are there. But yeah, my Capricorn, I will connect to you next Monday, my friend, because I'm back and gonna be harassing you and giving you hopefully some positive messages to start your weeks off again. So I love you so much.